Okay, today I will be introducing and summarizing the two videos, The Secret and Dr. Martin Seligman's video, The New Era of Psychology. The Secret was created by a group of psychologists explaining the psychological effects of thinking and the effects that it has on a person's well-being. This will be called the law of attraction, which states that whatever you were thinking about, be it negative or positive, it will create those types of experiences, negative, positive. So, for example, you could be planning to have a dinner with a good friend, worrying about if the food is going to be salty or undercooked, or even if they're going to show up. Uh, that is concluded as a negative thought. So, if you're thinking that way, that will ultimately be the outcome, versus if you think as, okay, I'm going to have some real good food on the table, my friend's going to show up, and we're ultimately going to have a good time. That would be an example of how the law of attraction works. That states that if you have a positive thought about something, it will be concluded as a positive time, versus if you have a negative thought about something, it will be concluded as a negative time. Psychologist Dr. Martin or Michael Beckwith stated that one affirmative thought is 100 times greater than any bad thought. So that means if you are thinking positive, it will be 100 times greater than any bad thought. So overall, I would consider this video to be good scientific judgment. Some of the faulty claims, though, that the video states is that this process will work for everyone, and not much so considering only what type of life that you live. So, for example, you might have contracted a deadly disease or you've been put in jail for life. When trying to apply this law, it will be difficult to find fulfillment in this tactic because it has ultimately concluded the aspect of creating any type of good experience. Another faulty claim is that these tactics are secrets to people, considering all the ups and downs in life. Being positive when approaching any situation would ultimately be the best outlook. So I would not conclude this video as being sound, or concluded this video as being sound science. The next video is by Dr. Martin Seligman. He's an American psychologist, educator, and author of self-help books such as The New Era of Psychology, and speaks about different classifications of life and the positive aim psychology should be focused on. Dr. Martin Seligman stated that the aims of positive psychology should be as concerned with human strength as it is with the weakness. It should be just as concerned as with building strength as repairing damages. And third, it should be interested in the best things in life and just as concerned in making lives of normal people fulfilling and nurturing people with high talents and geniuses. Another claim Dr. Martin Seligman touches on is the classifications of lifestyles of people. These are as listed as the pleasant life, the good life, and the meaningful life. We'll start with the pleasant life. The pleasant life is described as having as many pleasures as possible, and ultimately having, for example, a good bank account, nice clothes, cars. Those things will be considered as being pleasant life. The good life is the balancing and the crafting of the things that you have, or in other words, the pleasures of life versus the flow of life. So this would be concluded as, if I was on my last $20, would I spend that going to the grocery store, or would I spend that, to put gas in my car? Just an example of what the good life consists of. And lastly, the meaningful life. The meaningful life is knowing your signature strengths and using them to service others. You can see this in nonprofit organizations, churches, uh, pastors and preachers. Those things would conclude as meaningful lifestyles. Yeah, well, some of the faulty claims that I believe Dr. Martin Seligman has in his video would be that this new era of psychology he's claiming that we are in is, I wouldn't consider this being new. I would consider it just being a good scientific judgment of what psychology is. So generally speaking, this helps a person build self-initiative and hardiness, but cannot be assessed as medical treatment for chemical imbalances in people. It actually just classifies particular psychological illnesses by comparing different lifestyles and concepts to improve the longevity of life, not necessarily a healthy lifestyle. So looking back at the two summaries of the videos, I believe Dr. Martin Seligman's video will be concluded as sound science. His scientific claims are working to improve the quality of psychology in specific areas. It identifies well with the aspects of life, versus empty life versus a full life, and how to reduce stress and increase happiness through a series of research and workshops that he's ultimately conducted. Well, stress has always been something that I've tried to put so far out of my mind. It's one of those emotions inside people that really can have a bad health effect on you or ultimately hurt you. Growing up, I always told myself that I will not live a stressful life. I will not claim to be stressed in any situation. I will just look at it as an opportunity to solve a problem. Some issues include financial issues, relationship issues. Those are some of the things that I've dealt with ultimately in my life. And how I deal with those is I just focus on accomplishing what's most important. I don't involve myself with these confusing characteristics found in life, and continue to be tactful in being positive. I know at times it has been proven to be unsuccessful. I lose my temper, become frustrated, get mad, and all those other issues that come along with being stressed. But as the video The Secret pointed out, one affirmative thought is 100 times greater than any bad thought. And another specific point that the videos point out is the classifications of the lifestyle by Dr. Martin Seligman, which is the pleasant life, the good life, and the meaningful life. I would like to live the pleasant life, not the bad life. I didn't say bad life, but the pleasant life or a good life. So that's ultimately how I deal with stress, just being tactful and continue along those positive paths. So in conclusion, organize your lifestyle to include success, and it will ultimately guarantee you fulfillment in life. Thank you.